Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War, what are we at now? Campaign or season 25, week 2. So today, of course, main thing we have going on this week is the green Tower of Doom with all the rewards that normally brings in. The weapon at 500 gems, which I highly advise getting for the double score as well as just helping out the guild for every guild you might be in. All the standard rewards for the pretty easy to obtain stage 16. And beyond that, all the green deep book stuff, or not deep book, but all the green Doom weapon material. Though ever since the orbs, it is quite a bit easier to go and get those upgraded, of course. Beyond that, the big other thing we have going on this week is the faction for this Friday. We're going to be getting a faction expansion, one of the last few, for that of the Nightmare Circus. And that'll be bringing in this new troop over here, which is perfectly fine to run if you're running a 4x team. Using this as like a little bit of extra life gain for the really tanky guy or just to offset your damage. You're probably just going to be putting him in last slot or second to last or something similar. But yeah, you can offset your damage a little bit. It has fast, so he's not really getting in the way as much. Just make sure not to put it in front of your line because getting that first is very high priority for that event. And of course, we went over all the teams in the Monday video thingy, but which was up earlier today. And I was able to get it up early, luckily. And yeah, this is pretty much the main things going on this week. So we're just going to go clear those out and go from there. Anyways, hello everyone. Hello Jets. Hello Mulu. Hello Isabel. Hello Cookie. Hello Crisp. Hello Ron. Hello Stacy. Hello everyone else. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hello, yeah. Okay, so first things first. Should probably start with Tower of Doom. Actually, let me go see who scouted for us. Let me go give them some gems. And then we'll go from there. So Mustaine and JD ended up scouting for us. So let me go give them the little gem thingies. I'm starting to run low on these as well. Hopefully we get some more in the daily offer thing. Let's see. Guild, roster. So you were one of them. And then the other one that scouted was Mustaine. Somewheres. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, there we go. I can only do that 3 more times. So hopefully within the next month or 2 we get more of them off our daily offer. I actually haven't been getting them lately, but hopefully we'll see some soon. It's not really worth crafting them, otherwise we have to waste gems of our own. Well, I guess we still have to for the other one too, but at least we get a purple orb in return. The other one's just purely wasting gems. But the other one, at least you get a purple orb in return for it. But anyways, of course, we still have the campaign tasks if you want to get these done to get the rewards early. At this point, I'm pretty much just going to let them passively get done. The Orc one we also did most of last week on Explore 12, so we don't really need to worry about it now. Should be pretty easy to get 100 Orc kills in basically 100 days. If we average like 1.5 Orc kills a day, we'll be fine. So not really something to worry about. We'll get done on its own. And yeah, I'll start with Green Tower of Doom. Of course, we're going to want to use the weapon. We're probably going to want to use this team in a slightly different order. I'm actually going to need to change this a couple ways. Because for the really, really early fights, I'm not going to end up needing it like this. So where's the scouting? 2 and 3. I only need 3 there. But yeah, let me go change this team up slightly because I just want Mana Link. So one of the easiest ways to do this, because we have access to it, is... Oh, I already have the team here. Perfect. So I can get rid of Queen Beatrix and replace it with Queen Aurora. This gives +1 to every color. And we're going to just use this to try to get into Flower Dragon even quicker. And just cast Leprechaun, cast Flower Dragon, go from there. And that's pretty much a game plan here. This we're using because we have to use it. This is here for all the mana. This is here for the Empower, Explode. And Flower Dragon is obviously just Flower Dragon. Just to obliterate the enemy with. Yeah, I'll keep Mech Class just so we have a way to dispel. Just in case they have Submerge. I don't think there's that many Submerge battles here, but in case we run across it. Like there's a few things that can Submerge, which just isn't one of them. But there are a handful of ones that can Submerge. So just to kind of counter them out. I think Hammer Claw can it? Some of these can. None of these can in this fight, but I'm pretty sure some of them can in some of these fights. So just to not have to deal with it, we'll keep Mech for the Dispel there. But that should be good. And of course, we'll change up our team once we get a little bit deeper, but for the earlier fights, this will be perfectly fine. So hello, Tangy! Welcome, welcome. Yes, we do have access to Zarg Boom Pile, so you could use double Zarg Boom Pile instead of Leprechaun. That is definitely a route instead. But in this case, we're doing Leprechaun Queen Aurora, but both end up working out pretty well. Of course, the only big downside of Leprechaun is we do actually have to manually cast it. But we'll get the extra mana whenever Queen Aurora does stuff, so kind of evens out. But either would work. Either double Boom Pile or Queen Aurora plus Leprechaun. Just figure something different since we always kind of do the double thing. Don't really get to use Queen Aurora that much. Oh, I don't have full mana? Oh, he mana drained me. I was like, wait, how do we lose mana? But he ended up getting the 7 drain off of Spirit Fox and power. Also, this weapon might be almost useless, but it can still one-shot stuff at this level range, which is nice. I hope we get a good Doom weapon category next Doom weapon set. I think we are like 1 or 2 Doom events away from getting another set of weapons. I'm pretty sure the Spore of the Threads probably already have it as well. But, yeah, I really hope it's not useless. Like, this wasn't like the worst category we ever had, but it's definitely on the weaker side. It was definitely on the more weak than strong side, that's for sure. Like, it wasn't bad, but it's not really usable. Hello, Chad! Welcome, welcome. Did anyone buy Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition? Is that a thing? Did that come out on Steam or something? I did the HD remake when it came out on Switch a couple years ago. Did they make like a new remake at this point? This is like the 3rd or 4th time the game's been released. But did they re-release Puzzle Quest 1? Is this like the 4th re-release? Let me go check Steam real quick. Is it on Steam? Featured Puzzle Quest. Puzzle Quest. Puzzle Quest Immortal Edition. Is that the one? I think I'm looking at it. It's on 20% sale until October 2nd. Only problem with doing that is I'm pretty sure a gameplay, or, you know, playthrough, especially with all the extra content, I think it's like 50 hours, like 50, 60 hours. Let's see, what some of the reviews say. Big fan of Puzzle Quest, but this version has less classes, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, honestly. Less character portraits, that's fine. No multiplayer, that's kind of fine. We're going to play single player anyways. Looks like the game was run through by an AI filter. Don't buy this, buy the original. Like many others, you bought this game for nostalgia reasons and also to relax, break from Silksong, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. I don't know, pretty mixed reviews overall. Bono, how does it look like visually? I should probably bring it up on screen. Let's go see. I should be able to bring it up right here. If we go to, let's see. So you guys can see as well. How do I get there through Steam? How does Steam work? One of these buttons does what I want it to do. What if I just go to discussions and then get through there that way? Because can't I go here, but then go to store and then go to home? You guys can see this right now, right? Let me double check the Steam feed. Yeah, you guys can see that. All right, let me just make this full screen here. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. At some point, it will stop moving. Please stop moving. Alright, what am I looking for here? Puzzle Quest. Puzzle Quest. Yeah, that one. Nope, not that one. No, go back. The mistype got me. Gosh, type correctly. There we go. Puzzle Quest. Let's see. What does the trailer look like? Does it have any sound? I don't have any sound, do I? Oh, because I have Steam muted. I'm not sure if you guys can hear it. Astro RPG returns. This page was changed a little bit. This page was changed a little bit visually. Gameplay looks pretty much the same though. I assume it has all the extra content that the oh yeah, they even have Icon for Overworld as well. They didn't have that before. Interesting. I'm not sure how much has changed with it. I assume it has all the extra DLC content as well from the first thing, as well as does that say that in the thing? How do I get there? I assume it has all the Switch update stuff as well as the expansion that the main game got. Mastery complete, meet companions. Does it actually mention it anywhere? The original Puzzle Quest 3 Definitive Edition, Puzzle Quest, polished for a new generation, 20 years of history, experience, blah blah blah. Original Puzzle Quest Revenge. Yeah, it does have the Revenge of the Plague Lord and the Legends. Okay, so yeah, it does have all the DLC from all the other stuff then already included in it. Okay, interesting. So basically there's a fresh coat of paint while still having all the other stuff. I know, we kind of did that when it came out on Switch. Beyond that, it just seems like it has a few more extra visuals. But otherwise, it seems like it's pretty much going to be the same experience. But it's a pretty good game if you haven't tried Puzzle Quest 1 before. It's pretty fun. I think it's like 50 to 80 hour playthrough if you were to do it with all the DLC and everything. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not sure if we're going to bother playing through it again, just because we kind of already have like 3 times on stream. If you haven't played it before, I guess try the Definitive Edition. Yeah, Puzzle Quest 1 is by far the best of the 3 Puzzle Quests. Like, between Puzzle Quest 1 and 2 and 3, I would say 1 is the best. 3 is the live service one, so if you want something like infinite replay value, it has that. Because Puzzle Quest 1, like, at most, you'll probably get like 100 hours out of it, probably. Unless you're going to do, like, multiple playthroughs. If you're doing this like one solid playthrough, like 100 hours, probably the cap you're gonna get out of it. But still pretty decent for, what is it, like 11 bucks? If you haven't tried it before, it's definitely worth it. But I'm not sure if I'm going to bother with it again, just because we've already done 3 live playthroughs of it before. And I don't think it's too much different than when we did the Switch playthrough a couple years ago. When they did a Switch exclusive remake like that. Which apparently is not exclusive anymore now that it's on Steam. And they polished it up even more. What's this? I need the 5th battle here. Yeah, I did actually play Puzzle Quest 1 after Gems of War rather than the other way around. But I have played all 3 Puzzle Quests. Puzzle Quest 1 was definitely the best of the 3. Puzzle Quest 2 had some good things going for it, but it felt like it was too short. And there's just a couple weird gameplay mechanics in it. I do like the mini gamification of some of the things in it, though. It's actually where Treasure Hunt and Gems of War end up coming from as well. Basically like a revamped version of a minigame in Puzzle Quest 2. I had a few good ideas, but I wasn't a fan of the art style as much. And it had a lot less replay value compared to Puzzle Quest 1. And Puzzle Quest 3 went for infinite replay value, but it has like 2 hours of dailies per day. Like an hour or 2 of dailies. Which is the main thing that re-burnt me out on it again. We tried it the other week, a couple weeks ago. We did Puzzle Quest 3 stream again. And I had a lot of fun with it, but gosh, going through the dailies again just kind of reminded me just how much of a slog it is. Because there's a weird sense of like non-progression I feel like in Puzzle Quest 3. Where like you're making progress, but it doesn't feel as good as like Gems of War progression or Puzzle Quest 1 progression. Especially since a lot more of it is paywalled. Like Gems of War, you can realistically get everything 100% free to play. I don't feel like you could do the same for Puzzle Quest 3. Not if you want absolute best in slot for every class. If you wanted to play just one class of Puzzle Quest 3, you probably could. But if you wanted to play every class, there's pretty much no way to do that without money. Yeah, it's also because I'm under-geared right now. That's a big problem, too, with Puzzle Quest 3 at the moment. It just takes so long to get geared. I guess Gems of War slightly has that issue, but the nice thing about Gems of War is you can get like you can do so many low rarity teams that just demolish the whole game. You can't quite do that in Puzzle Quest 3. It's really gear checky. Because in Gems of War, you can like super underlevel stuff. You could be like a 5th of the level of your enemy stat wise and still completely win if you have like armor boost ratio off a Tesla or a few other things like that. If we didn't take the long vacation, we'd be geared. True. But yeah, the Puzzle Quest 1 remake is pretty solid. I haven't actually tried it yet. I'm not sure if we will be, but I know from past experience of trying Puzzle Quest 1 a couple different times when they released it. It's been fun every time. There's a lot of customization for the kind of gear you can make too, which is really nice. Also, there's an interesting take on the kingdom system that Gems of War has. And honestly, almost implements it better than what Gems of War has. For overall progression, I feel like Gems of War is better, but the kind of extra perks that you get from Puzzle Quest 1's kingdom system is really nice. Like how the main Citadel system works. Which almost makes it sound like the thing that they're trying to do for Gems of War in the future is going to be kind of like that. Maybe just with a couple currencies that they paywall a little bit. But I would love if that new feature that they might be adding in 9.0 is somewhat like the Puzzle Quest 1 Citadel. Because that was among one of the best few things in Puzzle Quest 1, the amount of things that you could do with it. The Bastion system, was that it? I don't remember the name of everything in that game. 3, 5, and 4. Yeah, Puzzle Quest 1 has a lot of progression throughout the entire game, so you never feel like you're like that far behind on stuff. The only real big downside of Puzzle Quest 1, which I hope they fixed in that remake, though I'm not sure if they did, is it plays glacially slow if they don't have a speed option. I assume they added a speed option, but if they didn't, that is concerning. Because that was one really bad thing with Puzzle Quest 1. Like, it's about the speed of playing like 1 times or 0.75 times in Gems of War. Is like how slow that game plays if they didn't add a speed option. So I assume they did, but if they didn't, that's a little concerning. Because Puzzle Quest 1's base speed is like, where's speed options in Gems of War? It's like, this. Like, even slower than this. Like, it's literally slower than this. Is like the base speed of Puzzle Quest 1. So hopefully they've added some quality of life to that so it doesn't take a billion years. Oh, the main reason I'm mentioning Puzzle Quest 1 right now is they did a re-release. We were just going over on Steam. That happened actually a couple days ago, 4 days ago. But they re-released Puzzle Quest 1 for the third time? Fourth time? I lost count. But, yeah, they did another remake of it. I'm not sure all the features that ends up having, though. Haven't tried it yet. Not sure if I will be. Just because I've already played it, like, so many times already. Okay, we did all that. Take the power there. Alright, 7. We did that, we did that, we did that. Okay, we're good to go. Go over there. Oh, yeah, that's what it was called if it's coming to Gems of War. But I hope the Bastion system in Gems of War is like the Citadel system in Puzzle Quest 1. Or at least brings over some features like that. Because that was one of the few things Puzzle Quest 1 did really good that Gems of War never ended up getting. Because they've taken a lot of inspiration from Puzzle Quest 1 into Gems of War, as well as Puzzle Quest 2. And even to some degree Puzzle Quest 3. Because Puzzle Quest 3 is where they started the special gem mechanic that we now have like a billion of now. Like the heroic gems. Yeah, that's what kind of started in Puzzle Quest 3. They kind of experimented with that mechanic. And then they kind of went crazy with it in Gems of War, where we now have like 30, 40 different ones or however many is in that list. With, of course, Enraged Gem being the current season gem. Oh, that was the only one we had to do for the set. Oh, so we should have done Leprechaun. Honestly, we should be starting Leprechaun every single turn unless there's extra turn on starting board. So hello, Mr. Jesse. Hello, Lester. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So hello, Chad. Hoping that's hello, too. Hello, yeah. Hello, Ron. Oh, was that the only one we needed? No, we also needed 5. So I ended up going to Chili's today while running some errands. And then when I got back, I saw Brighter Shores had an update, so we did a stream for that. Yeah, it's really nearby, so it's like, why not? Better than eating out at like fast food or something. But yeah, they still have that like that $11 offer thingy. It's not that bad. Burger, fries, drink, and soup for like 11 bucks. What do we need? Took that one out. Good to go. Oh, was that the only thing we needed? 11, 5, and 2. Oh, we just got here. I thought we were just finishing the floor. Oh, right at the beginning of the floor. Also, I'll hand out a redeem code once we finish out Tower of Doom. And we'll clear through all the other dailies. I'm still not sure how deep I want to go for Underspire this week. We have access to Takshaka, so it is pretty free. So I might go for full completion. I was not sure how much time I'm going to have on the weekend to really clean up all the rest of the event, though. Which kind of makes me want to go for floor 4 completion. I definitely want to do more than the free battles, that's for sure. I was not sure if I want to go all the way or just do floor 4. But after checking our things earlier, we really need more gold marks, so maybe, or gold medals, so maybe I do go for full completion. I've been doing so many mid completions that we have like 1 billion silvers, but almost no golds. Alright, 5-2, take out this one. So I'll probably go for full completion. It's one like the easier 5 or 10 kingdoms you could possibly get for Underspire. Assuming you have like double Takshaka, of course. I was not sure why I did it that way. I should have done the other way around because now I have to double kill him. Hello, Bill! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, 12. What are we at? Just 4 is all we need. Let's pull Takshaka this week. I sure hope so. If anyone's going for it, good, best of luck. Just keep in mind it's like a 1 in 5,000 or something. It is so rare. I'd personally just wait to get to 8,000 diamonds and just double buy it from Soulforge or something. It's starting to get really inconsistent to try to event key for stuff like that. Since the kingdom has 5 things competing for the slot. Hello, Imperial. Hello, Outlander. Welcome, welcome. What floor are we on? 12. That's it. Okay, move on. To the next floor. Should be able to get to like floor 15 or 16 or so. Slightly more than a full half completion. It's amazing how quick Tower of Doom gets done when your guild actually scouts. Because for whatever reason, the scoring for this game mode is basically scored around, or balanced around, your guild not scouting. Which is weird because the whole premise of the game mode is, of course, to scout everything. But the scoring system is based on not scouting. Which makes it really free to complete out if your guild is scouting. Like, it's actually the quickest event to get done in the entire game if your guild is scouting out all the locations. Because they balanced it around guilds that aren't going to do that at all. Or very minimally. The next shiny legend for the next Guild War will be Crimson Bat. Oh! That's actually kind of nice. Yeah, during the video earlier, I wasn't able to see it. Did they finally add it to the game? Or is it just in the spoiler threads? Or can you finally see it in game? Let me go check. But that's a pretty nice one. It reminds me of the days when they nerfed Crimson Bat like 3 times over. They like buffed Crimson Bat once and then nerfed it like 3 times. So this might be the final buff that they do to him. What am I looking for? Not that. I wanted to see if I could see it in game. Guild Wars, because I wasn't able to see it earlier, but that's because it was around reset time. No, you still can't see it. But it's probably in the spoiler thread thingy. But yeah, Crimson Bat's not bad. Crimson Bat being shiny has a lot of potential. Currently what it does is deal a bunch of true damage to all enemies and gains a bunch of life. When max shinied, it would have 13 mana cost instead of 15, which is huge. But the other benefit it would likely have is probably a higher HP gain, unless it's going to gain some other weird effect, like bleed 4 stack or something. Actually, that'd be kind of fun if it got like a bleed 4 stack to all enemies. I highly doubt they would make it that high, but at least like a bleed 2 stack to all enemies when it casts. I can see that being a new addition to it. So that when it casts twice, it'll end up, yeah, there it is, yeah. Jet just mentioned it. Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's only 1 stack, though? Oh, I wish that was double stack. But yeah, that's not bad. Crimson Bat getting 13 mana cost and bleed all enemies. Because, of course, bleed didn't exist when Crimson Bat came out. It came out in 2014 at launch. So, obviously, bleed didn't exist back then. But now that it does, yeah, him getting bleed's actually a pretty cool effect. I wish it was more than 1 stack. Before 1 times bleeds, I guess is okay. One thing that's really interesting about it gaining bleed is, of course, let's say they heal. Let's say they have an ally that heals all allies to full HP. Bleed would tick them down back to 1 damage. So he's always going to be able to hit 2 times damage on them. Because even if you 4 times full heal the entire team after you cast with them, if that doesn't have cleanse, the bleed would still tick them down by 1 damage to allow him to do double damage with his bleed stack. So even if you only have that 1 bleed, it's still going to be kind of nice. And of course, if you get up to 4, that is 10 damage per turn. So, yeah, it's not bad. 13 mana cost and bleed on ability. That actually makes him somewhat viable. Compared to Tesla, you're still never going to use him ever in any circumstance. But obviously in a Golvania or Undead or even potentially a monster restriction, he's kind of decent then at 13 mana cost plus bleed. But yeah, I'm going to see some more Crimson Bat after the billion nerfs he got in the past and slight buff. He got buffed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, and now he's finally getting buffed again. Yeah, it's not bad. That's actually really good for him. Like, it's not going to be better than Tesla, but in the situations where you're forced to have to use Crimson Bat, he's going to be really viable compared to before. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. We're definitely going to have to do that next PvP season then. 100% we're getting the Crimson Bat. It's a pretty nostalgic troop too. That used to be the meta at some point. Like, doing Shadow Dragon into Crimson Bat. Into, like, white or something. Something along those lines. Was actually meta at one point. Running, like, that 4 times poison with the true damage on Crimson Bat. Especially back when Crimson Bat, for a short duration of time, was the best true damager in the game. And then Lady Sapphira ended up taking that role. At least for one-shotting some of the more annoying troops in the game. But then she fell off, and then I can't remember what the next true damager after that replaced it was. I think true damage kind of fell off a little bit after that. Because HP value started to get high enough that none of the true damagers really did enough. The next time that true damage basically came back was actually 2.0. In 2.0, they gave a bunch of troops a 100% chance to do true damage on Skull, which is a trait that only that one Immortal has these days, or not Immortal, that one Mythic, Lord of Slaughter. But that used to be on a bunch of troops, including commons. There was a bunch of common troops that had like 20% dodge into 100% chance to do true damage. And that's when true damage actually came back. Not necessarily on casting, but a bunch of troops is doing guaranteed true damage per skull. And some of them were literally common rarity. Like, some of the strongest troops in the game were commons. Like that one, the funniest one was probably, I think it's from Forest of Thorns. What's that one really useless green troop that had, I don't know, I can't remember his name. He's some kind of archer. I'll know him the second I see it. But this one troop was actually the strongest troop in the game for like a couple months. Where is it? Green only, where is he? There he is. Glade Warden used to have 20% dodge and 100% chance to, it didn't have this trait, but I believe it had this 20% dodge instead of Wood Ancestry and 100% chance to do true damage instead of 50%. And at that point in 2.0, it was the strongest trip in the game. It also got to counter green if you casted it. So you could even deny the enemy greens if you needed to. But you mostly used them for his trait setup of 20% dodge into 100% true damage. Yeah, there was a couple of months where he was the strongest trip in the game. It was pretty funny. Obviously, he's been nerfed into the ground since then. For obvious reasons. As well as many of the other ones that were kind of in that similar category of absurdly strong. When traits first came out. Yeah, Crimson Bat back in like 2014 and early 2025 was absolutely absurd. I mean, not 2025, I mean 2015. This year is 2025. Yeah, a little over a decade ago, Crimson Bat was like the troop of troops. Like stronger than Tesla in the current state of the game kind of level of strong. Because instead of double casting winning a battle, it could single cast win a battle. Because HP values were so low. But nowadays, it's like nothing compared to Tesla. But its extra shininess will finally make it at least a little bit more viable again. It's not really going to be replacing anything you already use for true damage, though. Other than for undead teams and Golvania teams and maybe monster teams. But outside that context, you're still never using Crimson Bat. Was Reckoning deep enough where I might want to switch to double boom pile instead of what we're running? 15 is 2 and 4. We did 2, need the 4. So undead troop type is next Guild War team? No, it's Golvania. It's just Golvania is basically pure undead. But no, Golvania is the next Guild War restriction. Which basically also means undead in a sense, except with less options. It's basically just less option undead. It's even worse than undead restriction. Because that means you have to use a Golvania weapon. Whereas undead restriction, to be able to use any weapon. So it's basically worse than undead. It's going to be a little rough. Like, if you don't own Crimson Bat or Grey King, it's rough, the teams you have access to. Or lack thereof. Is you basically have to own Crimson Bat and or Grey King. Having neither is going to be really hard to do next Guild War event. If you don't have either of those two troops. You'll still be able to scrap some together with like Corpse Mirror and a few other things. But those two and that 150% mana start undead guy. Like, those three are going to make, like, the core team that you would run. And then you would offset it just with a Golvania weapon, whatever is good there, I don't remember. But whatever Golvania has. Oh yeah, you do have Trick and Treat, that's pretty fun. The problem with Golvania in that regard, though, is it really lacks mana accumulation. Golvania mana accumulation is not that good. At least you'll have 50% mana start off the other guy, so you'll be able to get your first cast off a little quicker. So you can get the enchant rolling and everything. But yeah, mana accumulation's pretty rough for that area. It's not like the worst mana accumulation kingdom in the game, but it's pretty down there. Yeah, you basically... Ghost Queen, Crimson Bat, and Grey King are super important to have for next Guild War. If they rotate in Soulforge anytime in the next like couple of weeks. Might be one of the few times where you'd actually spend diamonds to get a legend. Assuming there's no Golvania event coming in the next 3 weeks. Do we actually know from Spore the Threads yet, if that's a thing? Because I have a feeling they're not going to do a Golvania event in time. I'm really hoping that they do. For all the people that don't have, you know, anything to use. Because obviously we already have everything, but, you know, not everyone has everything. So hopefully it'll be a Golvania week where you can at least try to event key for it. Because next Guild War is you either have the troops or don't. Because there's not too many alternatives when you have a kingdom restriction like that. Especially if you don't own Trick and Treat, then you're really going to have nothing. I guess you could use Explodey Golvania weapon if you have. I just hope you can get enough resummon and run like a stealthy class to try to stay alive. And hope you get some good resummons off the weapon. What do we need here? 3 and 4. Yeah, we did end up losing the final battle of the last Guild War, so we only end up as a guild winning 1 out of 3. I mean, 1 out of 4. Which is kind of unfortunate. But hey, at least we didn't lose them all. And of course, with the new ELO system, we should go down in rank enough that it should be easier next week. So even if we lose a bunch, it's not too bad because it'll place us in an area where we'll likely win more often if we lose a lot. Like, generally, if you lose more than you win, you'll be put into a location that will be easier next week. So hopefully that we can win more than we lose, but then we'd lose the following week. And you just keep going back and forth. 3 and 4. We already did both of them. Oh, so this is our final battle if we don't get a Valhawk here. Honestly, our defend teams were pretty solid last time around. I think there was one person that accidentally used Wand of Stars, but beyond that, yeah, they were pretty solid. Like, some of our earlier teams were a little bit weaker in some categories, but that's to be expected. But all of our important locations had really strong teams. It was just a Guild War type where basically if you own Flower Dragon or something similar, you kind of just auto-won every battle. Like, it's hard to counter that when you have access to, like, Wand of Stars, Flower Dragon. Like, what are you supposed to do to that? Like, defend team-wise. Complete a dungeon run. Yep, we're going to do that soon. Let me just grab the gems. Oh, yeah, I said I'd hand out a code once we finish that out. Let me go hand out a code right now. Where's my code section? There it is. Oh yeah, I was using it for the video earlier. So I would remember what the colors were. Because I always forget whenever I do a video when there's 2 kingdoms or 2 factions, which color is which. So this time around, I wrote in the notepad where I have all the codes what the colors were so I wouldn't forget. Strategy. But yeah, that way I wouldn't accidentally say the wrong color at any point. But I wrote that down earlier. Like, when there's only 1, I normally can remember. But when there's 2 completely different colored factions, there's so many times I forget which color is which. like this week. Let's see, can I remember? I think it's brown, green, then red, purple. Let's see, what does the notepad say? Yeah, it's brown, green tomorrow and red, purple on Friday. Yeah, I remembered. But sometimes I don't, so I wrote it down this time. Because I don't have, like, every single faction color memorized. I know a lot of them, but not every single one. Alright, well, we need to go do dungeon real quick for the daily, and because we need to anyways. Oh, guess the door time? Oh, it's guess the door time! What is this? Members only live stream. Why is that an option? Schedule your live stream to switch to members only. Really? That's a weird new feature. Yeah, we don't really paywall any content ever. But you can literally switch your stream from normal stream to members only stream now. Interesting. I don't think we'd ever use that. Okay, create a poll. What am I doing? I'm doing, guess that door. There we go. 4, 5, and 6. There we go. All right, let's go do our battles. Maybe we all should use Trick and Treat. Oh yeah, for next Golvania event, offensively, Trick and Treat is probably going to be one of the biggest weapons you end up using. Either that or the Mana Accumulation Explodey weapon. Like the resummon one. There's going to be the two big ones to run. Actually, I can't remember. Is Golvania the place where the Undead Gauntlet is? I think it's Kedar, so you won't be able to run that. That's one kind of annoying thing about Golvania restriction and not Undead restriction. Is I'm pretty sure the Undead Gauntlet that's pretty decent is from Kedar and not from Golvania. That one, like, really good 4 times Undead team thing. Pretty sure it's Golvania. I mean, Kedar, I mean. And not Golvania. Which means you can't run it for a, like, you can run it for an Undead restriction, because you're allowed to use any weapon. But you can't run it for Golvania because it's a Kedar weapon. So even though this weapon is really good with the Golvania team, you can only run it if it's Undead restriction. Otherwise, you don't get access to. You only get access to the Golvania weapons, which is everything in this category. And if we don't have a Golvania event until then, whatever you have is all you're going to have. So hopefully you can scrap together like Trick and Treat off of Vault Keys if you don't already have it. Because Trick and Treat is pretty solid. Inflicts all negative stats effects to your target and all positive to yourself, which includes Enchant, of course, and Blast and everything else. Beyond that, Doom Scythe isn't awful. Doom Scythe, if you have that as a weapon option. Anything else here that's, like, not horrifically bad? Where's the Explode Resummon E weapon? Does it not have one? Wait, Golvania has no Explode Resummon weapon? That's bad. Yeah, it's basically Trick or Treat or, Mirthani Scythe. There's, like, the two big ones that you would end up running. There is a full mana drain weapon, though. What does this do? It steals some mana from the first enemy and all mana from your target while creating a Purple Storm. This actually isn't that bad. You normally wouldn't use this weapon, but in the context where you have to use it, it's not that bad. Deal some damage to 2 random enemies boosted by mana drained. And it has a full mana drain from your target. And a 2 mana drain on the first slot. So you get to double drain in a sense, but also double hit. And get Purple Storm that you need. But if you have it, Trick and Treat is probably the way to go. I just use this with a bunch of mana accumulation and whatever your best damage sources are, like Grey King, Crimson Bat, stuff like that. And just have like some good mana accumulation to go and feed up to it. You can also 50% Mana Star off the Ghoul guy. The 50% Mana Star Undead guy. But it does force you to have to use an Undead hero class. So you could just use any hero class, of course. That has a natural 50% Mana Start. Yeah, what's the Guess the Door at right now? Looks like 4 is currently winning by quite a bit. Which means it's 100% chances on 6. Same thing happened last time. We had basically this exact same spread. And ended up being 6. But 4 is winning, so we'll go for it. Oh! Do we hand out the extra code? We're kind of low on them. I think we have to for that. We got it. We got the thing. We got to do it. Alright, here's the redeem code. Second redeem code. There you go, enjoy. Yeah, we got it. We got him this time. Let's get that 120 Dragonite. Need it for the pile. The next set of dragons are coming anytime soon, though. Like summer 2026 at like the earliest, probably. Well, actually, it could be a little bit earlier than that. Flowers Dragons came out early this year. So technically the next set of dragons could be like March of next year. It shouldn't be any earlier than that, though. It's definitely not this year, that's for sure. There's no way we're getting another set of Dragonite dragons this year. It'd be next year early on at the earliest. But yeah, another 120 for the pile. How many are we at right now? We're at almost 10,000 Dragonite. We're over 9,000! We got 9,169. Nice. But yeah, almost 10,000 there. Campaign task. Oh, we got another deep book. Nice. Which, how many more of these objectives do we have? The only ones we haven't completed is match a bunch of extra turns, which are actually the most behind on. Cast spells in any battle. And kill the last few orcs we didn't finish last week. Which, honestly, I might just finish at this point just to get all the way there. Just because we're so close. And so the thing would stop flashing. Tower of Doom, we already finished this, right? Yeah. Or as far as we can go at the moment. Underspire. I don't know. How deep are we going in Underspire this week? Are we doing full completion? Is this a full completion week? What version of Talk Shock are we running? I think this might be a full completion week. Where's my Underspire team? Underspire. Not that one. Where's the one from the video? There we go, Underspire. Yeah, we gotta go for full completion. That is so free. That is so absurdly free. For the earlier fights, I might want to have something that hits all enemies like Vinoxia, though. This might be a Vinoxia switch angle. Not Tower of Doom. Go back. This might be... not there either. Gosh. I will eventually click the right game mode. Alright. But yeah, let me go buy the max torch. Well, not max, but 150. Yeah, we're going for full completion this week. Let's get the team in there. Boom, boom, boom. For the earlier fights, get rid of Bog Strider. Honestly, get rid of Cobra Curse. Give me a third Takshaka. And give me a Vinoxia. Unless there's something better to run for really early on. Is there a weapon here that hits all enemies that's not completely useless? No. Is there anything else in this location that hits all enemies that is better than Vinoxia? Or Yali angle? Because we only need one good cast. Or Yali. This might be an Yali angle, oddly enough. Because it's technically lower mana than Vinoxia. Even though it's 16 versus 22, it uses 3 colors instead of 2. So it's basically an average of 8 mana, whereas this is an average of 7.3 or something? 7 point something. So technically it is a lower mana cost than Vinoxia. Yeah, I think this is a Regali angle. This honestly is also an instance where Mombasera is not completely trolling. I think I'm sticking with Oriali just to stick with true damage, though. It's only for the first 2 floors, though. Obviously, we wouldn't want to do this the entire time. But for the first 2 floors, this should be quicker than running what we had earlier. But only for the first 2 floors. We would switch out this team immediately afterwards. But for the first 2, this should be quicker than running the other team. But then afterwards, we'd have to switch it, of course. And the reason for the first 2 floors is that's how long she'll one-shot for. Or at least with our amount of stats anyways. Though you shouldn't need that many stats to be able to one-shot floor 2. You only need like, what, 40, 50 damage? We're doing like 60, 78 right now. Plus boost ratio. Honestly, she might be able to one-shot floor 3. That might be a little closer. I forget. What is the durability of floor 3 like? I feel like if a team has spell reduction, she won't one-shot floor 3. But 100% she can one-shot floor 2. And obviously floor 1. The Vinoxia would be the other option if you don't have access to Ariali. It's a pretty comparable amount of damage. It hits a little bit lower. But it's pretty comparable. But Ariali is just ever so slightly better since you're only going for the 1 cast win. These even show she doesn't have any extra turn potential. You don't need it since you're automatically winning. But the only exception being, I guess, if they get a revive. This team is not set up that well for a revive, but we have 3 Takshaka. It shouldn't be that bad to go get a little bit mana after. It is a really free week. We just use this for the first 2 floors, maybe even first 3 if you have enough damage. And then after that, you just run basically the team we showed in the video. Like using Bog Strider and Takshaka and then just spam the Takshakas until you win. It's basically just a PvP battle at that point, except the enemy team is way weaker. You're not going to have like Flower Dragon or something, but you just spam Takshaka until you win. And you don't need 3. It's perfectly fine with like 1 or 2. Obviously, the more you have, the better. And we do have 4 Takshaka if we wanted to, though this is quicker than running 4, oddly enough. The main issue being that Takshaka does not have a way to hit all enemies simultaneously. Whereas things like Ariali and Venoxia do. Also, Venoxia has that one pet that gives it more damage. I almost forgot about that too. Which I forgot to mention in the video too. I actually had the pet for it earlier today from the guild as well. I already had it max. But Venoxia has a pet that gives it +5 to all stats. So if that pet, that helps out a decent amount. It's still worse damage than Ariali though. Mostly because of Ariali's boost ratio, and the fact that it's a mythic with slightly more stats. But we'll definitely do full completion on Underspire. It's a pretty free week. Like probably one of the freest 5 kingdoms in the game, assuming you have Takshakas. We got nothing. Though I say that, we got a Medal of Guard upgrade. Also, I do want to actually clear out all of these rooms, even if I find the boss room. Just so we don't have to re-switch our team. Since this will only one-shot up to floor 2 or 3. So we'd actually want to full scout every single floor up to whatever we can one-shot up to. And then switch our team, so we don't have to switch back and forth. It'll just be easier that way. Finish out all the battles that we can one-shot and then switch to the real team later in the week. But that'll be off stream, of course. But that's pretty much the game plan. Basically do every single battle where this will work for, up to floor 2 or 3, whatever it can one-shot up to. But depending on your stats. And then once it stops one-shotting, you switch over to basically what we showed in the video. Like a Bog Strider Takshaka team or something similar. And you just run that all the way to the end. Using a Takshaka as your damage source rather than a Ariali. Oh, why'd I take brown? I'm so used to using something that covers 6 colors. Brown is definitely not a color we're using, unfortunately. Oh, 2 torches. Well, I guess we get a few more battles in there. Well, it looks like we're going to get a full floor 1 completion. With those extra torches there. Unfortunately, no Guardian troops, though. Or Sentinels, whatever they're called. Please get mana. That was just so hard for you to just get a little bit of mana. There you go. And of course, well, not too relevant. She also has that poison, which ships them down for like 1 damage every other turn. Which is almost nothing, but who knows? Maybe we'll bring it into kill range eventually. It's still insane how outdated poison is. Like, poison was made back when stats were single digit. And it has yet to ever be reworked. It's the reason why it has a 50% chance to only do 1 damage. Whereas bleed, when you get max stack, has like 10 damage per turn for true damage. The whole reason for that is because bleed was made, you know, when stats were around like, well, about 100-ish, give or take a little bit in either direction. Whereas poison was made when you literally had single digit stats. So they had to make it something as weak as like 50% to do 1 damage. But just like so funny now how little that is. Compared to the current state of the game. Also, wow, that was exact enough to go clear out floor 1. And then, of course, throughout the rest of the week, we'll just clear floor by floor. Use this team until it stops one-shotting, and then switch to the one in the Monday video. That's pretty much the game plan for Underspire. Should be pretty straightforward. Really easy week if you have Takshaka. We still need to go get 40 more stars. I'll probably try to do that this stream. Just so this thing will stop blinking on me. The only thing left is PvP, and honestly, I kind of want to go finish the orc kills. It's going to drive me crazy that I stopped at like 30 orc kills to go. I know we have so much time to get it done, but it's just bothering me so much that I don't have it done. So 100% this stream, I need to go kill like 30 orcs. Because that will not stop bothering me until we finish that. Alright, let's go get our magic boost real quick, and then we'll go do whatever location we have to go do. Whatever the one north is, so we can go use Glacial, what's her name? Immortal Glacia. You having to share your computer screen with your cat's TV channel? Nice. Actually, that's something my mom does sometimes. Like, leave the living room TV on, just so the dog has something to watch. Because the dog really likes when it watches other dogs on TV. Because it feels less alone. Oh, we'll throw that one down. Oh, is that the same dog that's the friend's dog? Yeah. It's been living with us for about a year now. Yeah, it's the shag rug dog. I forget its breed. But it loves laying on the ground like a rug. Which is kind of funny because we got some area rugs now. But it still chooses sometimes to lay on the ground where there's no rug. Though it does have a nice cozy bed now that it likes to go in. Yeah, it still sometimes chooses to go on just the cold floor. I guess because it's so hot sometimes. But we have pretty good AC here. Ever since it got fixed several years ago after the hurricane damage. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, War Gear, but we're using Glacial Peak team. Or Mortal team. Base rarity. Immortal Glacia. Please tell me you have a mana accumulation that isn't useless. Mana Drain Gem's kind of sketchy. But I will run it. And then we just run like Wand or something. And then we go double blue banner. Don't think we need anything fancy. Just double blue here should be good. Double blue. Good to go. Class. You know what? Let's go like Frost Mage or something. Get a little extra boost ratio. We good to go? I don't think we can change anything else. Just go all in on blue. We'll even have Water Link on this class, which is also why I said it this way. +1 blue link. So we don't have to switch it. Green to blue. Do that. Boom. Get over mana. Cast Wand. Cast Glacial. Oh, we just full missed. Oh no. What's your convert? Green to Spirit Gem. Unfortunately, not aligned. How about now? Not much better. Luckily, we have the damage to go in. Alright, 1 down, 6 to go. But basically, just doing all-in mana accumulation to Glacia. This is the only one that we end up buying, so we have a lot of stats on it. Though even with no stats, it's still perfectly run to find a run as your only damage source. That's a lot of damage even without the extra stats. Can't wait until it's finally maxed so we can get the 2 lower mana costs and the extra ability. I believe it creates like 2 or 3 freeze gems per turn or something. Which will give us extra blue alignment every single time when we're using like blue converters like this. We got... Oh, I just realized both of these are green. This doesn't actually help me any. Wait. I just noticed that now. Both of these are convert green to blue. So having both of them means nothing. Because we're not getting any extra alignment from it. Since they're both the same convert color. Whoops. I think I did this before one other week as well. Where I set both of these and then realized after the fact, oh, they're the same color. And I did it again. Because they both convert green to blue. Just one does it the normal blue and the other one does it the Spirit Gem blue. But it's the exact same thing. So you're not getting any extra alignment. Alright, what do we need here? Oh, no alignment. Let's take the red first to get out of the way. Still no alignment. Let's take some mana and cast Wand then. That's fine. We're just not going to get any blue here. Yeah, that's one nice thing if we ever do get her fully maxed out at some point. The extra freeze gems can really help get that extra little bit of mana you need for either to get your convert alignment or just to outright get blue on the board to get her rolling, or to get your weapon rolling for mana accumulation. Because anytime you're running her, you're generally running +2 blue banner anyways. And this key's +3 since we have the +1 off of hero. Actually, no, I don't have +1. I actually have explode on extra turn. Whoops. I don't actually have the extra +1 blue on right now. I have explode for some reason. I should go switch that back at some point. It's not really worth doing at the moment. Oh, so that's one thing I really wish Gems of War would fix. They did for Puzzle Quest 3, but they never did for Gems of War. Whenever you convert a power gem, it does not convert the power gem to the new color. So there we had a giant gem on the board that was green, but when we converted it into blue, it did not convert into a blue giant gem, it converted into a standard blue gem. I hope they could eventually change that to actually retroactively change to the correct color when doing mechanics like that. Maybe the spaghetti code in the game can't support it, but I hope they do eventually fix that at some point. So when you convert a power gem of a color to a different color, it actually converts it into a gem, or, you know, into that power gem rather than converting it into nothing. Because right now, whenever you convert it, it just converts it to a normal gem of that color, rather than maintaining whatever the power gem is and converting it into that new color. Particularly for something like potion gem or something. Because if you convert blue to green on a potion gem, like a blue potion gem into green, you just get converted into a normal green gem. It doesn't even get converted to a potion gem. Same as dragon gem, same as, you know, all of them of those color thingies. Like, it converts them correctly color-wise, but doesn't maintain the gem type that they were. It just overwrites it for the, just whatever mana you were creating. But I wish it would maintain the gem type. The other thing that they need to do at some point is make it so power gems don't overwrite their own color. Because right now, if you create, let's say, blue giant gems, you can overwrite normal blue gems on the board. Say, as well as similar things. Like, if you create blue potion gems, you can overwrite blue giant gems and blue gems. Like, they don't check to see same color for when they spawn. Like, I somewhat understand some overwriting stuff. Like, obviously, this 4-color thing should probably overwrite the 4 colors corresponding with it. Otherwise, it'd be kind of broken if it didn't. But any of them are one single color, really shouldn't be overwriting something of the exact same color. But currently they do. There's one thing that makes Ctherix kind of annoying to use. In theory, he'd be, like, absurdly strong, but the fact that he overwrites the same color is kind of annoying. Is that everything for PvP dailies? I think we did. War gear, check. We did all 6 of our battles, check. We got our 3 Valhawks, check. PvP season, still early on. We're in the higher ladder, so we're probably not making top cut. Yeah, we're aiming for bottom cut, I say. Good job, do that. So we can go win again easily. What do we have here? We got an XP booster if we want to go use it real quick. Honestly, do we only have 1 booster here? I might go use it. And go do it on Explore 12 Orc for 15 minutes. I wish we also had the gold booster. We're not quite there yet. But yeah, let me go claim these. The free rewards here for the current PvP pass thingy. And I'll use the 15-minute booster on Orc for Explore, because I was already going to do it anyways. A little bit slower than running like Quick Kill Team, but we're going to do this grind anyway, so might as well go and do it with the XP boost. Oh, I forgot to go switch the order of the team there, but that's fine. But I'll go run this for 15 minutes real quick. And that will be all the Orc completion completed. And then the rest of the time, once we get this completed, I'll go do it on like standard Explore 1 Quick Kill or something, just so we can even get better value from it. I don't think there's anything else we'd really have to grind out today. Everything else is basically time gated till the later in the week. Because as far as dailies and weeklies, we pretty much hit the limit at this point of everything we could do. Until later in the week. Yeah, we'll do this until we have the Orc objective, and then we'll go to Explore 1 and just like Mirage or something. And use the rest of the XP booster there just to get better value. Start pushing that level 2000 since we're so close to it. Because we're nearly there. We're what, 4.5 levels away? 5.5 levels away? I think it's 4.5. Like, we're so close. But yeah, this has really been bothering me that we don't have the rest of Orc kills. I have no clue why. But it just feels incomplete to me that we did so much of the grind last week but never finished it. It's driving me crazy. So I want to go power grind it right now just so we have it done. Also, don't kill my first slot. I need that. That's our win condition. That's why we were normally setting the other thing at first. Just I figured we had so few battles, I'm not going to bother switching it. Though I say that, I don't want to lose this battle. Go back. Oh, we could add full mana. A one-turn waste. Worth it to make sure we don't die, though. A little variety of all the low rarity stuff. I think at this point we only need like 20, 15 more orc kills. We're averaging like 2 or 3 a battle, probably around 2. Because there's a surprisingly high amount of non-orc in this almost pure orc location. Mostly because everything in the Underspire location is not orc, which is kind of annoying. Which is really bloating out the kingdom with non-orcs. Even though it's the primary orc location. I'm not sure why they did that, because I don't think we have any Underspire related to orc. And the one area where you'd expect it to be, they didn't end up doing it for some reason. Which I really don't know why. They went like the monster route or something. Like elemental monster. Like the kingdom has some monsters in it, I believe, but this seems like a weird route for the basically orc-based kingdom. Yeah, we should be seeing a pop-up whenever it gets done, I'm pretty sure. So we don't have to keep checking to see if we're almost there. Because I'm pretty sure it'll do the little star pop-up being like, hey, you finished the objective thingy. You can go claim it now. It should be any battle now. Guess we already passed it. I'll check in like one more full set of chests. If we somehow get a chest after this chest and we still haven't gotten it, there's something wrong. So I'll go check then. Hello, Sushi Ninja! Anyone know how to stop YouTube ad from being so intrusive? The one that pops up even when you have the video on full screen? It will literally take your video from full screen and shrink it down? Really? Yeah, some YouTube ads have been really annoying lately. I have it on like the average amount. Or, you know, like the default for YouTube thing. But YouTube's been going a lot crazier with ads recently. Just across the entire platform. Also, ad revenue has been down quite a bit as well. We're almost at the point that people's tips and everything is more than how much we make from ad revenue. For like pretty much the first time ever in the channel's history. Ad revenue's just been so bad lately. It's across all of YouTube, not just for our channel though. Like they put on more ads, but somehow you're getting paid even less. Okay, there's no way we haven't done this orc objective. Okay, why didn't you do a pop-up? Oh, because we still don't have it. Really? Really? Okay. Really? Does it feel like we're getting so few? Where are all the orc kills at? You're telling me we still haven't hit the orc kill objective? I guess we're further away than I thought we were. Because we still need like almost 50 kills. At around like 2 to 3 per battle. Ooh, an Anu, nice. Best token so far tonight. See if we can also get a Nisha tonight, hopefully. Or a Mimic. We haven't seen a Mimic in a little while. We're about at drop rate for seeing another one. Like, you know, standard Mimic. Horde Mimic, we should have seen like 3. In the last several years. But even just a standard Mimic, we're kind of over drop rate a little bit at the moment too. He's been really unlucky with mimics lately, of any kind. You should be seeing one about every 10 chests, roughly. And during this entire orc grind, I'm pretty sure we've seen 0. Despite getting a chest like every single time we clear through 5 battles. Because we do have the 10% extra shards here. We have it in pretty much every location. And the 2 that I don't have it in, I should probably go give it to later. It's 2 in the newer kingdoms I didn't bother doing it for. Like Volpacia and one other one. Like Midnight or something. But oddly enough, I did it for the Geomancer place for some reason. But forgot to do it for the other 2 newer locations of Volpacia and I think Midnight. Though we haven't really need the farm there, so maybe that's why I never bothered. Since they've existed, we've never really gone out of our way to do Explore grind there. So there wasn't really a need to go and upgrade them at the time. But if we were to, we definitely would want to do that. It saves quite a bit of time on Explore. Basically every 10 times you could clear through it, you get a 1 free completion. Which is not that bad. With that 10% bonus. It does cost you 2 deed books though that you otherwise might be using in a different location. But overall it saves more time than it hurts. Even though it sets you back a little bit on all kingdoms. But it's definitely worth it for the 10% extra shards if you're doing a lot of Explore 12. Especially if you're chasing the extra bonus 20% shards. Which I don't normally do these days, but if it's something you do, you do generally want 10% on every kingdom once you can get to that point of actually getting every kingdom level 16. Because if you are going to be doing that a lot, it is better to get every kingdom to 16 than to get 1 or 2 of them maxed out. Because that's not even enough to get them maxed out. I think it's enough to get a kingdom like halfway there, like level 18 or something. But it's way better just to spread that out and get every kingdom to 16 rather than 6 kingdoms to 18. After you get everything to 16, you then want to focus them one at a time to level 20. But I personally feel like it is better to have 16 all kingdoms than it is to have 6 kingdoms at level 18. Because that's about how many you would end up getting from the deed books that you otherwise would have used for it. Because it's not even enough to get a kingdom to max. It gets it a lot closer to max, but it's not enough to even get it 1 to max. Right, come on, orcs, we're almost there. Gotta kill like 30 to 40 more of you guys. And then we don't have to worry about this for the next 9 weeks. So I'm not gonna need to worry like, oh, will we get the last 50 kills or something? I'm not sure why in the back of my head I'm worrying about it. Like, obviously it's gonna happen, but it just feels incomplete in the back of my head. So it's like, all day, it's like, you should probably go do that later. Like, the completionist sense just makes it feel so weird that it's not completed. But now it will be. But yeah, I'm glad I got the video out earlier this morning. You know, the weekly video thing. Because if I didn't, I don't think the video would have been up today until like 5 or 6 p.m. But instead I was able to get it up at like 5 a.m. Oh, so is this a 1 orc kill team? We got completely scammed. Elemental monster, Daemon monster, and elemental monster. We only got 1 orc. I just want a few orc kills. Alright, this team looks like it's like 3 or 4. Oh, there it is. 4 times the orc. Nice. Yeah, that makes up for the last battle. Oh, another Anu. Nice. Second one tonight. Still no Nisha tonight, though. Only token we haven't seen yet. And still no Mimic since the Orc grind. Oh, so the XP booster, honestly, we might expire the XP booster before we even get the Orc objective done. Which is crazy. I thought we'd be done with it like halfway through and then like XP grind the rest on like Explore 1. That's not even going to happen. Of course, the other alternative if you really want to get this done quick is just to Explore 1 for this location and quick kill it with something. The only reason I'm doing it on Explore 12 is I need tokens anyway, so figured we'd do it on higher rarity. Obviously doing it on high rarity does make it take a little longer. But it's worth it for all the extra loot. Oh yeah, let's go use the burning marks too. We end up getting that from using that 15% booster thingy, or 15-minute booster thing. We end up getting, I think, like 20 burning marks, so we'll go use those 2 at the end of stream. See if we can finally get 1 to 2 immortals we're still missing. Because I'm still missing Immortal Gemini, and I'm missing Immortal whatever the one from this season is called. But I don't even remember what it was. Oh yeah, I do remember now. Is that one for Bay of Stars? It's basically like Immortal Glacia. But for the other location. I still haven't gotten that yet. I've been running it, wanting to run it. Instead of using that one dragon. I haven't been able to because we haven't gotten a single copy of it yet. I was thinking of that the last time we were running it too. We ended up running that battle last week during one of the Guild War days. I didn't mention it aloud, but I was thinking it. That like, wait, I don't have the other thing. Like I was looking for it and it's like, wait, there's only the dragon here. Where's the other thing? But it's because I don't own it yet. I still haven't rolled it yet. Like that one Immortal Leon or whatever it was. The one that's basically Immortal Glacia but for Bay of Stars. Wow, we have exactly 0 shards. Go figure. Almost never happens. 0 on the dot. Unless you're doing like a lot of Explore 1. That's very rare to see for Explore 12 because the level range is so wide. You see it a bit more often on Explore 1 just because you're getting a lower amount of shards, so it's more likely it would hit a 0 number. Well, I guess that actually doesn't matter what the number is necessarily. It matters what the number range is. So actually that's not true. Explore 1 wouldn't do it that much more often. Because it's the range of numbers that would determine how many times you would hit 0. With a lower range hitting it more often. And I guess technically Explore 12 would hit it more often in a sense, because you're getting the full cycle done more often. So yeah, you actually would see it more often on Explore 12 than on Explore 1. But the main reason being because you're getting it reset so many more times. So there's a lot more opportunities to get it to 0. Whereas you have to go through a lot of numbers that are nowhere near 0 when doing Explore 1 because you're getting so few shards per battle. Hey, there's no way we still don't have the Orc objective, really? The XP booster is done. Okay, does it just not give you the notification? But there we go. That or it popped up and I didn't notice. But there it is, Major Orb of Glory. Now the only objectives we haven't done, which I'm definitely not going to go out of my way for, they're going to get done automatically for sure. But the only 2 we have to do now is match gems, which obviously will get done automatically, and cast spells, which will get done automatically. The only one we had to go out of our way for is now completed, the Orc. Where we had to kill almost 1,000 orcs across all 3 objectives. Oh, there we go. Nice. But yeah, those other 2 we'll just wait for later. No need to go out of our way for that then. Perfect. Is that everything then? Oh, I also didn't claim the campaign thingy. Also, I want to go use the Burning Marks real quick. Get her a little bit of extra stats here. Oh, not what I wanted. Oh, wait, did I not buy the pass yet? Oh, I'm still on free pass. Wait, 1 second. I never bought the pass yet. Let me go do that real quick. Let me go hide screen. Where's hide screen button? Hide screen. Hello, Void. 1 second. Let me go. I didn't realize this. I didn't buy the basic pass yet. I do want that. Yes, authorize. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, thank you. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, I think I can show screen again. There we go. Okay. Collect. Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't get it. But there we go. Obviously, there's nothing relevant until later in the thing. The weapon's pretty bad as well. Where's the weapon? Is that it? Oh, that's not it. Where's the, where's that one weapon thing you get from this? I recall it being pretty bad. Where is the weapon? It's confusing because the other thing looks like a weapon. There it is. Yeah, it just deals splash damage to an enemy boosted by enraged gems and explodes 3 gems. Doesn't do enough follow-up. It's probably going to gain enrage and like a few other things, like attack gain, enrage, a few other stuff like that. It's not worth it. However, the Immortal's actually not that bad. Or not Immortal, the Mythic. Aside from it becoming shiny level 2 with the basic pass, you also get heavy splash damage to an enemy and a random enemy boosted by enrage allies at a decent ratio and enemies, which means up to 80 damage there, which is actually huge given that you do 75% to adjacents. So that's 80 to your target and 60 to the 2 sides. And then creates 5 enraged gems, which is not that bad because that gives him his max boost ratio even if the enemy ends up getting the enrage. As well as, of course, potentially extra turning off the reds. And I assume when he gets shiny level 2, he'll create more enraged gems, hopefully up to 8. Not sure the exact number he'll have. But I assume he gets to create more of this gem when level 2'd. And on top of that, his final trait alone is actually worth using just for this. Just for his impervious into final trait. It's Enrage Barrier per extra turn, which is not that bad for Skull Spam teams. Having both Enrage and Barrier per extra turn that you take. Of course, it's not automatically applying to your first slot, but it's still pretty good. Helps keep your team alive and helps keep Enrage on your entire team. And assisted even further with the Rage Gems he'll create, which will probably be up to like 6, 7, or 8 when fully, shiny level 2'd. Which you do get for the standard pass thingy. But yeah, they've been making these a lot stronger now that you actually get shininess on them. Which is nice, because these things have been dead content for so long. And of course, free-to-play will be able to get these in the future. Though it will be probably like early next year by the time he's in drop table. Like we're talking like January, February or so. But yeah, it's not bad. I would say it's even better than the previous campaign's Mythic that we end up having there. Like the one that's basically like weaker, what's his name? Megavore? Because the other one was just weaker Megavore. The other guy is actually unique because there's no other troop that does the one that we were just showing, the Enrage guy, Enrage Barrier guy. Like there's no troop that does that. Whereas the one that came in for last season, it's literally just weaker Megavore in like 90% of situations. There's some niche situations you would still bring it out, but most of the time it's just weaker Megavore. But the other thing's actually like good. Like there are unique situations where you'd bring that out that no other troop can really replace it. Though I say that, Wild King is pretty close to replacing it. Wild King, 22 mana cost, enrages all allies, gives a bunch of attack to all allies, and then creates a bunch of yellow and skulls at a way higher rate than 5 enrage gems. Even if it goes to 8 enrage gems, this is still way better for extra turning, while still giving 4 times enrage to your total team, and can't backfire by giving the enemy team enrage. Even has a Bonestorm to go with it. Though he doesn't have barrier enrage on his final trait. Though you don't really need the enrage, but he doesn't have barrier like the other guy does, I guess. Is like the main thing he's missing compared to the other one. But he's like a really all-in damage kind of troop for Skull Spam teams. And still one of the strongest in that regard when it comes to like enraging your whole team. The other guy just provides another avenue to be able to do it, the one from the current campaign. But if you don't have it, Wild King is still absurdly good for it and still pretty much the meta. There's just some niche situations where you use the other guy for his barrier aspect and stuff like that. And obviously in an orc context where you're not allowed to use it compared to the Wild Folk version from Pensville. Like if you have a Groshnock and or orc restriction. But anyways, let me go just spend the PvP thing, and I think we'll end it there. We got 4 of these to go do. See if we get anything. What was in the burning chest? It's not worth it. Oh yeah, the one we don't have is in here, though. Someone was mentioning this, I think, in the video. But I'm going to try the random drop table. All right, let's see what we get. Nothing? Well, actually, that's not nothing. But it's not the one I needed. Gold marks. Actually nothing. And actually super nothing. Unlucky. Well, at least we got 20 of one of them. Is that enough to upgrade anything? I don't think so. Oh no, it is enough. No, it's like at least it does an upgrade for her. I don't think it does anything important, but Oh, is that level 10? Yeah, I almost have the combat, not the combat achievement, whatever the achievement thing is called. Oh no, that's only level 9, never mind. I still, that's actually crazy. Oh wait, that's a cool looking bird. Wait, I want that. Do we get the upgrade now? I'm wearing that right now if we do. Wait, do we get that bird right now? Okay, I have a new equipped pet. Wait, hold. What do we currently have on our shoulder? Oh, the Talk Like a Pirate Day pet from last Wednesday. Hold though, wait, where's this thing? Where is it? I need it. Also, hello Genki! Where's the bird? Wait, I need that crow on my shoulder. Is it called crow something? No. Okay, I gotta find it. Wait, where on earth would a crow be in all this mess? I don't remember its name, so I'm gonna have to go through all of this just to go find it. Oh, where is the crow? Actually, I can do upgradable, right? Wait. No, I can't. Actually, let me upgrade this guy. This is the guy from the season. It's only showing the ones that can be ascended upgradable. It's not showing the other one. Bird is the word. That'd be funny if Bird actually brought it up. Let's see, I can try. Bird. Unfortunately, Bird does not bring it up, though. That would be funny. Oh, there it is. Wait. Right there. Hackler's Hawk. Equip. Nice. Actually, I like that one. That one's pretty cool. I like the little lightning it has. And the little helm that it has, like the other guy that it's based on. But yeah, the troop might be kind of meh, but gosh, his pet's really good. Visually. I like that little guy. I was trying to train our horns like purple so it kind of matches it and everything. Which I'm gonna go do that right now. Where is, how do you change your appearance again? Change appearance. Give me like a, yeah, that one I think. To kind of match it. Because purple is too dark. Is there like a lighter color than that? I don't think so. I think that we have to go that one. Because the other one's too dark. There we go. Nice, there we go. We matched the bird now. We have color coded. Oh, Rockhound! Welcome. I think that's pretty much everything then. We got a pet bird. We got all the other things. We finished out everything for PvP. Anyone else have any other questions? Any other things to go over? We finished out everything there. We literally have ran out of dailies to go do in this. We just want to infinitely grind like Explore, but we're already doing that some earlier. Tower of Doom completed. Basically at this point we're just time gated until the rest of the week to go finish out the weeklies. But every daily is as far as they can be completed right now. Oh yeah, we got extra armor. We actually get to start with magic this season, which is nice. We get the extra magic by level 6. We actually get 4 magic for a lot of the season. We don't get any more throughout the season. We have max magic this season by the 6th week, which is not that bad. And of course, throughout the week, we'll finish out Tower of Doom, which won't take that long. We'll do the entirety of Underspire, which should be pretty free with what we have. Oh yeah, do I need this pet? Let me go check this real quick. No, this was one of the ones we got upgraded through the, for the one of the events, so we don't need to go get any more of it. But anyways, guys, we'll be calling it here for now. We will be back, at this rate, I guess a week from today, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at which point we should have, not this, but we should have the October calendar, I think, right? We should have the October calendar by then. Where is it? I'm looking for, why is it not up? Web browser. But yeah, we should have the October calendar by that day, hopefully. So we can go over that next week and go over all the things related to the events. Hopefully we'll have a Golvania event sometime between then. And of course we have Golvania. The main reason I mentioned is we have Golvania Guild Wars for that month. Which we actually know the date of unless they change it. Which we could see is in 16 days and 5 hours. So that is, what, 3 weeks from today? Or, 3 weeks from now. That ends up cycling around. But anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone. And thanks for watching. Oh, tribute's ready. Wait. Tribute. Give me that. All right. And thanks for watching.